Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 32 of Radio Free Filler. Well, here we are in the dead of winter during the COVID pandemic. The colder weather is driving more and more people indoors, and we think there's got to be some psychological effect. That's why we had our favorite reporter contact a number of residents to get an idea of their experiences and reactions.
This is Buster Budget, reporter and occasional commentator. As stated in the introduction, I have assembled the results from a number of interviews I've conducted since we entered the winter months. Here is one of them.
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
What do you want?
It's me, Buster Budget, from the Radio Free Filler Show. We're doing a series of interviews to see how people are bearing up under the increased isolation we're starting to experience during the colder weather.
So what do you want from me?
Well, I was wondering how the change of conditions has affected you.
It hasn't.
The increased isolation doesn't bother you?
Bother me? Bother me? Well, I'll get to that later.
Can you explain?
Look, pal, I don't go to parties, I don't go to shows, I don't go out to dinner, I don't go shopping, I don't go out of the house because I like it that way.
I see. And what was that other thing you started to mention?
You mean what bothers me? I'll tell you what bothers me. Having to answer a lot of lame brain questions for some fool interview. Goodbye.
Well, that was a pretty rough start. Was everyone so hostile?
Not at all. The next subject was actually quite sweet.
Hello?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Would you like to have some honey butter?
I beg your pardon?
I said, would you like to have some honey butter? I don't mean all by itself. I'm getting ready to make some sandwiches for myself and my sister. I was wondering if you want any.
No, thank you, ma'am. I'm here to interview you. You may recall that we arranged to meet at this time?
I like honey butter.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm sure that both you and your sister will enjoy your sandwiches.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Is there a problem?
Sissy, that's what I call my sister, you know. Sissy has been acting kind of strangely these past few days.
I'm sorry to hear that. In what way has she been acting strangely?
She stopped eating honey butter.
I see.
She always used to like honey butter. She'd eat it almost every day.
Do you suppose that the monotony of being stuck at home has affected her tastes?
It's affected more than just that. She's even stopped talking to me.
That is strange. When did you first notice it?
I think it was the day after she said that all this being cooped up was getting to her. She said she just didn't feel like herself anymore.
Can you bring her on? Maybe she'll talk to me.
I'll try. Come on over here, Sissy. Come on. That's the way. Come on, come down off your perch and hop on over.
I'll wait.
All right, here she is.
Thank you. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for agreeing to participate in the interview. I'm sorry, what was that again? Oh dear. I think I'm beginning to see the problem. Tell me, ma'am, your sister tells me that you were unhappy, feeling that you were being cooped up. Do you think that this may have been a factor in your change of mood? Oh dear.
It looks like Sissy's not going to cooperate anymore.
Kind of, flown the coop, you might say.
Well, I might, but she wouldn't.
No, not anymore.
Are you sure you won't have any honey butter?
Thank you, but no. At least not remotely.
All right, then. More for me, anyway.
That's right. Well, thank you, and goodbye.
Fascinating. She's even beginning to look like a chicken.
Well, that might be a function of age and heredity.
Can you give us another sample?
Certainly. Here's one fellow who had an unusual reaction. He said he was just fine during the day, but nighttime was a whole different experience for him.
Sounds interesting. Let's hear it.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Boy, am I glad you called. You caught me at a good time.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not bedtime yet.
Oh, yes, of course. But would there be a problem had I called later?
Well, I'd be asleep.
Wouldn't the phone wake you?
I doubt it. Lately, my sleep has been very deep, and my dreams have been very intense.
Is that unusual for you?
Well, it's never been anything like how it's been the last few days. It's the dreams, you see. They just won't let go.
Can you give me an example? Tell me about a dream you had recently.
Well, all right.
I visited a doctor just the other day. He was polishing his dentures and brushing his toupee. I helped him find his glasses, and then when he could see, he took a look and dropped his crutch, and then he said to me, "You gotta stop doing whatever it is you're doing that's been making you do the things you do. Cause you're getting to an age where the things that you've been doing will very soon start catching up with you. And the next thing that you know, it'll really start to show, and you'll find the worry wasn't worth the wait. So you gotta stop doing whatever it is you're doing before the whip comes down and it's too late." I visited a therapist the other afternoon. She was standing on a cabinet and howling at the moon. I found her special steno pad and put it in her hand, and then she hid behind the couch and issued this demand: "You gotta stop doing whatever it is you're doing that's been making you do the things you do. Cause the life that you've been living isn't physically forgiving, and Napoleon is coming after you. By the time you turn around, you'll be 6 feet underground, and you'll find the problems bigger than I said. Cause they won't be your 6 feet, and they'll smell like rotten meat, and the worst of it is that you won't be dead." So I pondered their advice, and I found it very nice. So I thought about it twice while I ate a bowl of rice, and with both feet on the ground, I listened for a sound, and I sent my thoughts around, and this is what I found. I take each day as it comes. I can count on one hand all my fingers and thumbs, and I deal with every fresh distraction by instantly stopping all semblance of action. And if you ask me why I'm such a spacey guy, I hope that you don't hold your breath awaiting my reply, 'cause I never wonder why. 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 I never wonder to me and told me I was an illusion of the person he'd alluded to before. And I told him I was me, but he said I couldn't be, cause he doesn't have delusions anymore. And I promised him I'd help him to eliminate confusion, and I gave him a solution that was weird. But he thanked me anyway, and he wished me a good day. And then he tipped his hat and disappeared. So now I gotta stop doing whatever it is I'm doing that's been making me do the things I do. Cause I promised everybody I'd stop all the things I did, but occasionally I still do just a few. And the other day I did a thing I've often done before, and everything appeared to work out fine. So I can't stop doing absolutely everything I'm doing, but I gotta find out where to draw the line.
My goodness, that dream certainly seemed to have a lot of energy.
That's for sure. Sometimes when I wake up, I feel more tired than before I went to bed. But there's even more. Sometimes it seems like the dream is really for someone else.
Someone other than you? How can you tell?
This'll demonstrate it.
Here's some advice for all you wives. If you want to make your marriage last the rest of your lives, maybe your husband's not so tall, or maybe he's chunky or starting to bald. However you treat him is up to you. But just one thing, whatever you do, don't make fun of his. 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 Don't make fun of his sound effect CD. He's never gonna tell you, so you're gonna have to take it from me. Here's more stuff that you'll want to know if you're wondering just how the marriage will go. It's gonna change from day to day, and your feelings might be hard to convey. If you find it hard to say it, use the CD and then you can play it. Some days it'll be, some days it'll be, some days it'll be, some days it'll be, some days it'll be all of this you'll see. So don't get rid of that sound effect CD. Be careful what you say, or you might get embarrassed and throw it away. Keep that CD on the shelf, and you can use it to express yourself. I admit this is really a one-joke song, and it's probably gone on far too long. But I'm not ready to end it yet, cause I want to make sure that you don't forget. Don't lose hold of your, 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 don't lose hold of your sense of grace and dignity. And don't lose hold of that sound effect CD.
I see what you mean.
And I'm not even married.
Well, I think we have time for one more.
All right, check this out.
It seems like me is becoming not so much someone to be as something I could sometimes do if I wasn't so tired. And here's a second verse, self-referential to be perverse, with a cadence that makes it hard to rehearse, but it could be worse. And I don't need to prove to you that I can do the weirdness too, that crazy out alienation thing to swing so trendy. exercise in making confusion appear to be wise, with a structure that is nothing new and uninspired. And the crazy door is a place that I've been through before, but for your amusement, it's no chore to go once more. So another steaming intellectual goes on a rant, that ineffectual, crazy out alienation thing to swing. So trendy. The function seems to be instructive on how to be self-destructive, or how to be self-expressive while depressive. It's gotten away. It's becoming not so much something to say as something I can do for you to get you wired. It's really just another chance to give you something you can dance to, and your empty life that great expanse to try to enhance too. And to complement your mental state, I have to say it's what I hate, that crazy out alienation thing to swing. So trendy.
That crazy out alienation thing.
Something like that.
Tell me, have you tried to get any professional help?
Well, actually, no.
Why not? There must be something that someone could prescribe.
Maybe, but I think I'll just leave everything the way it is for now.
Why?
Well, it is kind of entertaining. Oh well, to each his own, I guess. Meanwhile, thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in again next time for another episode of Radio Free Filler. I feel another dream coming on.
He wants a lover who doesn't complain. He wants a lover who's never been kissed. He wants a lover who doesn't age. He wants a lover who doesn't exist. She was born in an era of generosity and raised in an example of love and empathy. But nothing's too good for daddy's little girl. Turned into nothing's too good for me. She wants a mink yacht with caviar curtains and a sequined floor. wants a mink yacht, and if she ever gets it, then she'll still want more. He wants a mink yacht, a beautiful dreamboat with an all-girl crew. He wants a mink yacht, and if he gets that, he'll want an airplane too. She wants a hero who's bold and invincible. She wants a hero who will die for her, then be reborn just to bring her flowers. She wants a god and a worshipper. He was born in an era of possibilities and raised to believe in his own abilities. But the sky is the limit if you'll only try. Turned into a crusade for a lover who can fly. He wants a mink yacht, an ethereal vision from an angel's song. He wants a mink yacht, and he'll want her to bring her younger sister along. She wants a mink yacht, a captain, a butler, and a footman too. She wants a mink yacht, and if she ever gets it, then she'll ask for two. So many things that they have in common, so many things on which they agree. But if these two ever get together, it's going to be the opening of World War III. They want a mink yacht, a magical transport they can call their own. They want a mink yacht, going opposite directions as they each ride home.